Y'all, even boyfriend ASMR is starting to have AI in its scripts and thumbnails. Hell, mommy ASMR too. So I was scrolling through my watch later playlist to purge some of the videos I knew I was never gonna have the time to watch, either because I had already lost interest or I just couldn't be bothered anymore. Some of said videos being like hour-long audio series or sleep aids, all that jazz. Activities of a loser, essentially. I was gonna continue purging them like nothing happened, but then I actually started looking at the thumbnails and noticed something. Listen, we're not gonna talk about why I was watching boyfriend ASMR. The point is, why the fuck is there AI-generated thumbnail in my ASMR? But by then I had already started paying attention and I kind of realized, shit, it's like way more common than I expected. But even when I did start flocking to the videos that seemed clean of AI, I actually started to kind of notice something. It was actually all starting to sound so similar. It's like the kind of dialogue I'd expect from a language model, or the kind of bullshit you would expect of an alpha CEO werewolf masquerading in a different role each time, like changing clothes, I guess. And whether or not they were actually AI written, some of them still kind of had that polished, repetitive rhythm that I'd started noticing everywhere else. Could it be a symptom of the widespread exposure of AI making us all start to sound the same? Probable, yeah. But it's pretty clear for a while now that AI has gotten so prevalent that even niches that are literally made for simulating intimacy and emotional connection might actually be made into slop just like almost everything else. Like, at this point, you kind of have to ask yourself if we're literally trying to automate the very thing that makes this niche of content feel so personal and immersive for us. And while most of the community is still making their own thumbnails, scripts, and actually putting in the work, with bad apples like these, you can't help but doubt if the work behind the audios of some of these creators is actually genuine. And it gets harder to even enjoy the very thing you're trying to immerse yourself in for comfort or for the experience. And people listen to these kinds of videos for all sorts of reasons, or wanting to explore very certain fantasies and scenarios in an actually safe environment. But these things actually take work. And when AI slowly replaces that work, for example, thumbnails and script writing, and the audience that consumes it actually rewards it, you're basically signaling to the algorithm and these creators that we don't actually give a fuck if you prompt and generate intimacy. Just give us what we want. And it kind of becomes clear that creativity and genuine passion isn't the priority here. And that sucks, especially if you're an artist who's actually putting in lots of time and effort to actually come up with these scripts, actually curate your thumbnails for your own audience and for your own community. Like, that's a slap in the face. However, do I think AI in my boyfriend ASMR is gonna destroy society? No. I mean, okay, AI is probably gonna drink up all the water by then. But the point of this video is that AI is being used even in the weirdest of niches that it should not belong in. Enough so that it's not just potentially replacing work, but it's also being used to automate intimacy and connection under the guise of making things easier and efficiency. I'm not saying you should stop listening to them altogether, of course not. There's still genuine creators that actually put in the time and effort for their community and for their own work. But ultimately, it's your decision whether or not you actually care about whether there's AI in your thumbnails, or if the script you're listening to actually sounds like a chatbot more than an actual human-made script. All I'm saying is that there's something worth noticing and actually paying attention to, because AI is already being normalized in mainstream media. Some K-pop idols are already dancing to AI songs. There's AI ads for games. AI is still trying to replace artists in almost every meaningful way. And hell, even platforms like Character AI or Janitor AI is literally engineered to profit off your loneliness and your escapist fantasies. So the last thing we need is AI being used in even more spaces that's literally meant to feel uniquely human. So let me know what you think and feel about it in the comments. If you didn't know, this is actually my first ever YouTube video, so if you actually made it this far, congrats, yippee! I hope you at least enjoyed parts of it, since this is actually my first time script writing for a video like this. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing, Feel free to subscribe if you think my content might be up your alley. I usually like to talk about things revolving around media, comics, and things I find engaging in the culture spaces. Feel free to subscribe if you think my content is up your alley, and I hope you have a nice day. Hope to see you soon. Bye. I'm done. That's like almost 10 minutes. Holy shit. Okay, I think this may be like a 5-minute video, surely. Sure.